So we'll start with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swamrupakade Mayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganavaganadantam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanam Savitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Shra Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyapta Deshtarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Tushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikakanta Radha Kanti Namastate तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी शोभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तम् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Voice is coming very low.
So we'll start. Yeah, so you can all be muted and recite along with me. Karpanyadoshopahatas svabhava pruchami tvam dharma sammudacheta Shishyas yashreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara Tata dehantara prapte adirastattra namuhyati न जायते म्रूयते वा कदाचिन्नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयात् अजो नित्यशाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां त्वया अपहृतचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समादौ न विधीयते प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणैर्धर्माणि सर्वशः अहङ्कारविमूढात्मा कर्ताहम् इति मन्यते एवं परम्परा प्राप्तम् इमं राजऋषयो विदुः सकाले नेह महता योगो नष्टः परन्तप परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्मसंस्थापनार्थाय सम्भवामि युगे युगे
Yuge, yuge.
जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम् एवं यो वेति तत्त्वता त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयो न एव ते आद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधा भोक्तारां यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेन अन्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः. Okay. Yeah, so we have completed this. That how in Varnashram there are many principles where which inculcate spiritual values. We had a elaborate group discussion on different things. Okay. Okay, so today we will read Okay, so
Can I read, Prabhuji?
yeah, fine.
Or somebody else is interested, then somebody else can try. Otherwise, I can read.
Okay. Yeah, fine, no problem.
I
Okay,
can read, na?
yeah. So you can recite the shloka. Adharmabhibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriya
Adharma bhi avat Krishna pradeshanti kulastriya.
स्त्रीषु दुष्टा सुभाष्णेय दुष्टसुभाष्णेय जयति जायते वर्णसङ्करा.
Teshu dustashu vasne jayate varna sankata.
Hmm. Okay, translation. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted. And from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vishnu, comes unwanted progeny. So Prabhupada is saying in the purport, good population in human society, the basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. The Varnashrama religion's principles were so designed that the good population would prevail in society for the general spiritual progress of state and community. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll just little bit focus on how good population is needed for peace, how it is also needed for prosperity and spiritual progress in life. So yeah, one thing is how it is, how it helps in peace, good people. Yeah, basically they're not so much interested in quarreling with each other. Even if there are conflicts, they're okay to settle it, no, amicably, means peacefully. They don't want to separate or uh, create dissensions and all. They don't want to do. They are not so much into that. So that way there will be peace and harmony, unity in the society. But also, uh, even for prosperity also, actually good people only can be prosperous for a long period of time. Hmm. Uh, Sometimes bad people also may become prosperous, but they cannot remain sustained for a long time. If you want to remain prosperous for a long time, you will need good character and good ethical values. Yeah, like good population, they'll be focused, they will also be balanced, and they will also be ethical. So that's why also how India's GDP share in the world before British invaded India was almost 20 or 22%. But now India's GDP share is only 2%. So how dharmic values help in prosperity. Yeah. So we'll just see this video for some time, and it shows how it shows even how successful people have some good values.
दुनिया के सबसे अमीर आदमियों में, लेकिन आज तक 1956 आईआईटी के पेपर हैबिट, दे डोंट वेट, दे एक्ट. एक्ट का मतलब क्या है? एक्शन चेंजेस थिंग्स. एसीटी, एक्शन चेंजेस थिंग्स. जल्दी एक्ट करना पड़ेगा, फटाफट छोटा छोटा एक्ट करना पड़ेगा.
I am not sure sound is coming. Sound is coming or not coming?
Yes, Prabhu, we can
Coming,
hear.
Prabhu.
Okay, good.
Focused thinking, focused mindset, focused goals, focused conversation. कॉन्वर्सेशन, हर एक से बात नहीं करते, सारी बात नहीं करते, फालतू बात नहीं करते। धीरू भाई अंबानी छोटा शुरुआत किया, एक स्कूल के मास्टर के बेटे भजिया बेचने से काम चालू किया। करसन भाई पटेल जो आज निर्मा के मालिक है, वो पहले साइकिल पे छोटा डिटर्जेंट घर के पीछे की बालकनी में बनाते थे, साइकिल पे बेच बेच के आते थे। नारायण मूर्ति आईआईटी के पेपर की तैयारी करी, आईआईटी क्लियर भी कर लिया, लेकिन पापा के पास पैसे नहीं थे आईआईटी की एडमिशन के लिए, आईआईटी की फीस जमा करने के लिए। अपनी बीवी के गहने बेच करके कंपनी चालू करी और आज आईआईटी उनके ऊपर केस स्टडी लिखता है। सुनील भारती मित्तल एयरटेल के मालिक, बिजनेस की शुरुआत ऐसे नहीं करती थी भाई साहब। ट्रकों के अंदर जहां उनका कंसाइनमेंट जाता था, उसी के अंदर सोया करते थे वो, उसी में सो के जाते थे, उसी में ट्रैवल करते थे। छोटे छोटी डॉर्मेट्री जहां पब्लिक में आकर के ड्राइवर सोते थे, उनके साथ में सोया करते थे। आपका फ्यूचर इस पर डिटरमिन करता है आप एक्शन आज क्या लेने वाले हो। मात्सुशिता कुनोस्के, इनको गॉड ऑफ बिजनेस बोलते हैं जापान के अंदर। मात्सुशिता कुनोस्के 23 साल के थे, अप्रेंटिस थे, मतलब समझो एक बिल्कुल जूनियर मजदूर टाइप। हाँ, और ये इन्होंने सोचा, इनके पास कोई फॉर्मल एजुकेशन नहीं थी, लेकिन एक इंप्रूव्ड वर्जन ऑफ लाइट सॉकेट लेकर के आए थे ये। उनके बॉस ने बोला सिखम का नहीं, लाइट सॉकेट नया बना के लेके आ रहा है, हीरो बन रहा है जापान। तो जापान में लोग चुप रहते हैं, वहां पे तो एकदम ऐसा गर्दन झुका लेते हैं। ये गया, इसने अपनी बेसमेंट में बल्ब के नए वर्जन बनाने शुरू कर दिए, सॉकेट के नए वर्जन बनाने शुरू कर दिए, बना भी दिए। साइकिल पे ठेले पे गली गली बेच के आता था। कौन बना मात्सुशिता कुनोस्के, आगे चल के नेशनल पैनासोनिक, पैनासोनिक दुनिया के 10 सबसे बड़े ब्रांड। कर्नल सैंडर्स, एक्ट एक्ट बोल रहा हूँ, एक्शन ओरिएंटेड, एक्शन ओरिएंटेड। छोटी शुरुआत कर दो। कर्नल सैंडर अब 65 साल की उम्र में केएफसी बनाया, लेकिन 1009 बार उसकी रेसिपी को रिजेक्ट किया गया। 65 साल की उम्र में पहली बार बिजनेस शुरू किया, रिटायर नहीं हुए, रीट्राई किया। एक्ट, एक्शन ओरिएंटेड, छोटे छोटे एक्शन लो। ये बड़ी पिक्चर माइंड में रखते थे और छोटे एक्शन लेना शुरू कर देते थे। डोंट वेट फॉर द गुड लक टू हैपन, ये है बिलियनियर की हैबिट। ये कोई गुड लक का वेट नहीं करते, पन्ना पहनूं कि मोती पहनूं, ये इनहेरेंटली सॉल्यूशन ओरिएंटेड होते हैं। ड्रीम बिग, बड़ा सपना, लेकिन क्या स्टार्ट स्मॉल, मोस्ट ऑफ ऑल स्टार्ट, शुरू कर दे बस, छोटे छोटे एक्शन लेना शुरू कर, बड़े विजन छोटे एक्शन। दूसरी हैबिट इन सब में कॉमन मिलती है, वो है लेजर शार्प फोकस। लेजर में बड़ी ताकत है भैया, लेजर कैंसर में छेद कर सकता है, लेजर इतना फोकस्ड होता है। इलॉन मस्क, इसके बचपन की कहानी बताता हूँ। वो बचपन में ना उसके माँ बाप ने देखा है सुन नहीं पाता है, बिल्कुल सुन नहीं पाता है। हाँ, ये कुछ सोचता रहता है, सुन नहीं पाता है। उसको डॉक्टर के पास ले गए, डॉक्टर ने कहा ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा। इलॉन मस्क का बचपन में ऑपरेशन हुआ, कान का ऑपरेशन हुआ, फिर भी देखा सुन नहीं पाता, सोचता रहता है, सुन नहीं पाता, सुन नहीं पाता। बाद में समझ में आया इसका कान ठीक तभी था। लेकिन जब ये कुछ सोच रहा होता है ना, ऐसे कुछ रहता है, आप आसपास कुछ भी बोल लो, कुछ भी कर लो, उसको समझ में नहीं आएगा, उसको सुनाई नहीं पड़ेगा, ऐसा फोकस। जब मैंने इलॉन मस्क के बारे में पढ़ा, स्वामी विवेकानंद भी ऐसे थे, उनके ऊपर कभी केस स्टडी बना हुआ। हाँ, वो गली के बाहर बैठ के पढ़ रहे थे, लैंप शेड के नीचे। पास में से बारात नाचते गाते चली गई, आज मेरे यार की शादी है, और पूरी बारात निकल गई वहां से। किसी ने आकर के पूछा बाद में, भाई साहब यहाँ कोई बारात निकली? तो पता ही नहीं चला। बारात कौन सी बारात? वो अपना पढ़ रहे थे। उसको बोलते हैं लेजर शार्प फोकस। कान बंद हो जाते हैं, आंखें बंद हो जाती हैं, कुछ नहीं और सुनाई पड़ता, सारी इंद्रियां पूरी फोकस में चली जाती हैं। इलॉन मस्क कहते थे कि मैं कोई ब्रेक नहीं लूंगा बीच में। हाँ, कहते थे नहीं, कहते हैं पार्किंसन लॉ। पार्किंसन लॉ क्या होता है? ये डेडलाइन ड्रिवन प्रोजेक्ट को काम करने का तरीका है। ये लॉ, इसके बारे में कभी मैं आपको पूरा वीडियो बना के दूंगा। वर्क एक्सपैंड सो एज टू फिल इन द टाइम अवेलेबल फॉर इट्स कंप्लीशन। मतलब क्या है? अगर कोई काम करने के लिए आपके पास में 1 महीना है तो वो काम 1 महीने में कंप्लीट होगा। 15 दिन है तो काम उतना ही एक्सपैंड होगा कि 15 दिन में खत्म हो जाता है, और वही काम 7 दिन में भी किया जाता है। यानी कि समय उतना एक्सपैंड हो जाएगा जितना आप उसको बता दोगे एक्सपैंड होने के लिए। पार्किंसन लॉ मतलब डेडलाइन दे देगा तो 1 महीने का काम 1 हफ्ते में भी किया जा सकता है। ये तो इलॉन मस्क इतना भयंकर फोकस, ये फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल में सोचते हैं, जड़ में जाकर के, हर चीज को जड़ में जाकर के। जूम इन भी करते हैं, जूम आउट भी करते हैं, डिटेल में भी जाते हैं, देखते हैं। और ये हो गया इनका फोकस। अब आता है टाइम ब्लॉकिंग, ये तीसरी हैबिट। हर चीज को टाइम ब्लॉक कर दो, उसको ब्लॉक कर दो। इफ यू डोंट कंट्रोल योर स्केड्यूल विल कंट्रोल यू। बिलियनर्स की हैबिट्स बता रहा हूँ, गेम चेंजर है। आज कुछ नोट्स बना लेना, तुम अपनी जिंदगी में क्या उतारने वाला है। हाँ, नॉनसेंस आदमी की तरह टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करना। मैं बता रहा हूँ, मार्क जुकरबर्ग सेम कपड़े सारी जिंदगी पहनता आ रहा है, उसके पास टाइम नहीं है बिल्कुल भी। वॉरेन बफेट के पास वही सूट, वही डिजाइनर, वही डिजाइन। वॉरेन बफेट के ना बेसिकली एक एमसीडी प्रिंसिपल है। कौन सा प्रिंसिपल? एमसीडी। हाँ, दिल्ली का एमसीडी नहीं बता रहा तुमको, अरविंद केजरीवाल वाला। एमसीडी प्रिंसिपल क्या होता है? वो कहता है 3 चीजें बांट लो, एमसीडी। मस्ट डू, कैन डू, डोंट डू। यानी यानी कि जितने भी काम आएंगे रोज के, मस्ट डू वो आज करूंगा ही करूंगा, कैन डू टाइम बचेगा तो कर लूंगा, डोंट डू ये फालतू काम है किसी और को दे दूंगा, मैं तो नहीं करूंगा। इलॉन मस्क ने शेड्यूलिंग करनी शुरू कर दी, टाइम ब्लॉकिंग, कहता है 5 मिनट का रूल है, एक मीटिंग 5 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं करूंगा। और मुझको 5 मिनट से ज्यादा लग रहा तो मेरे जूनियर गधा है क्या, मेरा टाइम कैसे ले रहा है, 5 मिनट लगाऊंगा। इलॉन मस्क बिल्कुल फोकस्ड आदमी, उसका टाइम वेस्ट करूंगा, वो उसी में गुस्सा आता है, किसी बात पे गुस्सा नहीं आता। 5 मिनट दूंगा हर मीटिंग को, 5-5 मिनट के ब्लॉक बना रखे उसने, टू डू लिस्ट नहीं है, टाइम ब्लॉकिंग है, ये ब्लॉक कर दिया टाइम। टाइम ब्लॉकिंग के बाद फिर एकदम हार्ड हो जाता है, कोई और काम नहीं करने वाले, टाइम ब्लॉक कर दिया, टाइम इज मनी। आप उन सबको, सारे पीपल को, सारी कॉन्वर्सेशन को जो टाइम वेस्ट करता है अवॉइड करने लग जाते हो, नेटवर्क भी करते हो ग्रोथ ओरिएंटेड लोगों से, टाइम ब्लॉक करने की आदत होती है। फोकस ऑन वन टास्क, उस टास्क को ऐसे करेंगे कि बस उससे अच्छा कुछ नहीं। शिला प्रभुपाद भी बोलते थे, जब मैं पानी पीता हूँ तो मैं पानी ही पीता हूँ, बस। बड़ी गहरी लाइन थी, हाँ, कि जब पानी पीता हूँ तो मैं पानी ही पीता हूँ, इसको बोलते हैं फोकस। अभी पानी पी ले तो और कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं उस समय। समय अधिक नहीं चाहिए, उसी समय में अधिक चाहिए। जेफ बेज़ोस कहते हैं, क्या बात बोलती है यार, मजा आ रहा है सुन करके। समय अधिक नहीं चाहिए, उसी समय से अधिक चाहिए, उसी समय में अधिक चाहिए। प्रोडक्टिविटी, टाइम मैनेजमेंट, एफिशिएंसी, ये क्या है, कंट्रोलेबल मेजर होते हैं भैया। ये तेरे हाथ में, तू कंट्रोल कर सकता है, बता रहा हूं तुझको, हाँ, तेरे को बोल रहा हूं, ध्यान से सुन, इसको तू कंट्रोल कर सकता है। कुछ अनकंट्रोलेबल मेजर है, तुम्हारे माता पिता कौन, तू डिसाइड नहीं कर सकता, पर तू करेगा क्या वो तो तू डिसाइड करेगा ना। टाइम एक फंडामेंटल ऐसा कंस्ट्रेंट है, टाइम निकल जाता है भैया, घड़ी घूमती रहेगी तो रोक नहीं सकता है। समय दिखाई नहीं देता पर बहुत कुछ दिखा देगा आपको। व्यस्त रहना महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है, क्योंकि चींटियां भी व्यस्त रहती हैं। महत्वपूर्ण यह है कि आप किस कार्य में व्यस्त हैं। ग्रोथ ओरिएंटेड माइंडसेट, इसी को बोलते हैं। आप अपने टाइम को ब्लॉक करने के बहुत तरीके हैं। देखो, पहले तो आप समझो कि क्या आप 2-3 प्रोजेक्ट, 2-3 डिपार्टमेंट, 2-3 कंपनी चला रहे हो, क्या आप हर समय व्हाट्सएप भी देखते रहते हो, क्या आप स्ट्रगल कर रहे हो बिग पिक्चर थिंकिंग के लिए, तो अपने टाइम को ब्लॉक करना शुरू करो, वरना आप उसको यू विल लूज इट फॉरएवर। हाँ, इलॉन मस्क को डर लगता है मेरा टाइम ना निकल जाए। फोकस ऑन ग्रोथ ओरिएंटेड टास्क। टाइम ब्लॉकिंग के बहुत तरीके होते हैं, कभी इस पे वीडियो बनाऊंगा। टास्क बैचिंग होता है, टास्क बैचिंग मतलब एक जैसे टास्क को बैच कर दो, जो एक जैसे सिमिलर काम होते हैं उनको बैच कर दो। एक होता है डे थीमिंग। डे थीमिंग का मतलब है मंडे के दिन थीम बना दिया है, मंडे के दिन पूरा रिव्यू करूंगा और कुछ नहीं करूंगा, ट्यूसडे के दिन पूरा ट्रेनिंग करूंगा और कुछ नहीं करूंगा, वेडनेसडे के दिन पूरा रिसर्च करूंगा, कुछ नहीं करूंगा। क्या मेरा डे का थीम बना दिया आपने। या फिर टाइम बॉक्सिंग। टाइम बॉक्सिंग मतलब बॉक्स बना दिया, भैया इतने में खत्म करना है, 5 बजे से पहले रिसर्च खत्म, 7 बजे से पहले मीटिंग खत्म। इसको बोलते हैं टाइम को अपने बॉक्स करके डब्बा बना के क्लोज कर दिया, इसके अंदर अंदर करना पड़ेगा काम। चौथी आदत क्या है इनकी, वैल्यू ऑफ मनी। ये वैल्यूज की वैल्यू करते हैं, पैसे की भी बहुत वैल्यू करते हैं। ऐसा नहीं अरबपति तो कुछ भी कर देंगे। नारायण मूर्ति, सुधा मूर्ति उनका बेटा, और क्योंकि अब बड़े अमीर लोग थे, तो बेटा बोला, माँ मेरे को अपने दोस्तों को बर्थडे पार्टी देना, मैं 5 स्टार में हो गया किसी की बर्थडे पार्टी, अरे बड़ा मजा आया माँ, मेरे को भी पार्टी देने का। ऐसा सुधा मूर्ति ने बोला, बेटा कितना पैसा लगेगा। उसने बोला, माँ 50,000 रुपया लग जाएगा कम से कम। माँ बोली, बेटा इतने में तो तेरा ड्राइवर है ना, उसको अगर 20,000 रुपए दे दिया तो उसके बच्चा पड़ जाएगा पूरा अच्छे से, ये क्यों बर्बाद करता है। माँ ने उसको समझाया, एक समोसा ले ले, एक फ्रूटी ले ले, सबको खिला दे, इतने में काम चल जाएगा। वो दुखी तो बहुत हुआ माँ से, हाँ, थोड़ा माँ को कन्विंस कर लिया, ठीक है चलो समोसा के फ्रूटी के साथ गुलाब जामुन भी दे दूंगा। लेकिन आज वही नारायण मूर्ति का बेटा कहता है, माँ सबसे बड़ा पाठ आपने सिखाया। उसने अपने ड्राइवर को भी 20,000 रुपए दिए, उसका बेटा पढ़ सका। मुकेश अंबानी के पास 3 प्राइवेट जेट, अगली कहानी ध्यान से सुनना। ईशा अंबानी लंदन में पढ़ रही थी, वहां दोस्तों पे बिल्कुल ऐसा बोल पड़ी, वहां पे थोड़ा किसी ने उसको छेड़ा, तंग किया, प्राइवेट जेट आएगा मेरा छुट्टियों में मेरे को लेने के लिए। समझ गया, अंबानी की लड़की हूँ। ये बात मुकेश अंबानी तक पहुंच गई। मुकेश को लगा यार बेटी में थोड़ा अहंकार आ रहा है, उसने जेट नहीं भेजा। उसने बोला कि जो तुमको पैसे दिए ना वहां जेब खर्ची के, उसी पैसे से पैसा बचा के अपने टिकट लेके खुद आओगी। और वो पैसा बचाई जब, तो उसके बाद बिजनेस क्लास की टिकट नहीं थी, इकोनॉमी का पैसा बड़ी मुश्किल से बचा, खुद लौट के आई। 1 साल तक पिता ने जेट में नहीं बैठने दिया, बोला वैल्यू सिखाएंगे तुम्हारे को। उनका बेटा था, वो भी एक दिन चौकीदार को कुछ गाली दिया, बोला अंबानी का बेटा हूँ। जब मुकेश अंबानी को बात पता चली, उसने चौकीदार को ढूंढा, पता लगाया उसके बारे में, सारे परिवार को इकट्ठा करके चौकीदार को बुलवाया, वही माफी मंगवाई उससे। बोले कि हमारे को वैल्यूज सिखानी है ये, और क्या पैसे की भी वैल्यू और वैल्यूज की भी वैल्यू। बिल गेट्स, अगर आप कहीं सर्वे कर लो ना अपने आसपास के ऑफिस में,
Yeah, the thing is that if you want to create prosperity also, you need good character. Sometimes it's a common misconception that if we just have talent, it is possible, but You need characters so that for sustainable wealth, you need character. Okay. Yeah. Of course, now for spiritual progress, good people are needed. So that is obvious. Now Prabhupada is speaking. Such population depends on the chastity and faithfulness of its womanhood. As children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Therefore, both children and women require protection by the elder members of the family. Yeah. So, yeah. Generally, young children, they are more emotional than rational in the young age. So they are more dependent on the mother than father. So this is another video on how uh, children means the way childhood affects the whole life, character. So it's another interesting video. So that shows how much responsibility parents have in providing good experience to children.
In the mid-90s, the CDC and Kaiser Permanente discovered an exposure that dramatically increased the risk for 7 out of 10 of the leading causes of death in the United States. In high doses, it affects brain development, the immune system, hormonal systems, and even the way our DNA is read and transcribed. Folks who are exposed in very high doses have triple the lifetime risk of heart disease and lung cancer, and a 20-year difference in life expectancy. And yet doctors today are not trained in routine screening or treatment. Now, the exposure I'm talking about is not a pesticide or packaging chemical. It's childhood trauma. Okay, what kind of trauma am I talking about here? I'm not talking about failing a test or losing a basketball game. I am talking about threats that are so severe or pervasive that they literally get under our skin and change our physiology. Things like abuse or neglect, or growing up with a parent who struggles with mental illness or substance dependence. Now, for a long time, I viewed these things in the way I was trained to view them, either as a social problem, refer to social services, or as a mental health problem, refer to mental health services. And then something happened to make me rethink my entire approach. When I finished my residency, I wanted to go someplace where I felt really needed, someplace where I could make a difference. So I came to work for California Pacific Medical Center, one of the best private hospitals in Northern California. And together, we opened a clinic in Bayview, Hunters Point, one of the poorest, most underserved neighborhoods in San Francisco. Now, prior to that point, there had been only one pediatrician in all of Bayview to serve more than 10,000 children. So we hung a shingle and we were able to provide top quality care regardless of ability to pay. It was so cool. We targeted the typical health disparities, access to care, immunization rates, asthma hospitalization rates, and we hit all of our numbers. We felt very proud of ourselves. But then I started noticing a disturbing trend. A lot of kids were being referred to me for ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. But when I actually did a thorough history and physical, what I found was that for most of my patients, I couldn't make a diagnosis of ADHD. Most of the kids I was seeing had experienced such severe trauma that it felt like something else was going on. Somehow, I was missing something important. Now, before I did my residency, I did a master's degree in public health. And one of the things that they teach you in public health school is that if you're a doctor and you see 100 kids that all drink from the same well and 98 of them develop diarrhea, you can go ahead and write that prescription for dose after dose after dose of antibiotics, or you can walk over and say, what the hell is in this well? So I began reading everything that I could get my hands on about how exposure to adversity affects the developing brains and bodies of children. And then one day, my colleague walked into my office and he said, Dr. Burke, have you seen this? In his hand was a copy of a research study called the Adverse Childhood Experiences Study. That day changed my clinical practice and ultimately my career. The Adverse Childhood Experiences Study is something that everybody needs to know about. It was done by Dr. Vince Felitti at Kaiser and Dr. Bob Anda at the CDC, and together they asked 17,500 adults about their history of exposure to what they called adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. Those include physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, physical or emotional neglect, parental mental illness, substance dependence, incarceration, parental separation or divorce, or domestic violence. For every yes, you would get a point on your ACE score. And then what they did was they correlated these ACE scores against health outcomes. What they found was striking. Two things. Number one, ACEs are incredibly common. 67% of the population had at least one ACE, and 12.6%, 1 in 8, had 4 or more ACEs. The second thing that they found was that there was a dose-response relationship between ACEs and health outcomes. The higher your ACE score, the worse your health outcomes. For a person with an ACE score of 4 or more, their relative risk of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease was 2.5 times that of someone with an ACE score of 0. For hepatitis, it was also 2.5 times. For depression, it was 4.5 times. For suicidality, it was 12 times. A person with an ACE score of 7 or more had triple the lifetime risk of lung cancer and 3.5 times the risk of
Yeah, so basically how childhood experience affects the immunity of a child as well as the emotional health of a child. If it is bad, then they're more prone to addiction and diseases also. Now, by being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. According to Chanakya Pandit, women are generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy. So the different family traditions of religious activities should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to a good population eligible for participating in the Varnashrama system. Now again, this is not a generalization that applies for every woman, which Prabhupada is writing. Yes, it is applicable for everyone, that everyone needs protection, and Varnashrama provides that protection. Because Varnashrama comes with the regulations and rules, so that we will not go astray while fulfilling our material desires, and we will be regulated. And our spiritual values are cultivated. So this the Chanakya Pandit's quote is, "Don't trust women and politicians." So women and politicians. So politicians are generally, cunning and all. So this is referring to women who are cunning, not like every woman. Yeah. So only applies to like fickle women, like Mandara.
Sorry.
So for them, not for everyone. in our shastras, like no 4 types of women are described, like Padmini, Chitrini, Shankini, and Hastini. So not everyone is no same. Like Padmini and Chitrini, they are like more Brahminical, artistic, and all. The Shankini, Hastini, they are like more like materialistic and cunning. So uh, Prabhupada was referring mainly to those women who are fickle, not like for everyone. He's not saying they are not intelligent or something. And we also see, though Prabhupada wrote like this, but Prabhupada himself, like if you see his life, he empowered many women, many Matajis, to take leadership positions and all. Now also, if you see in West, in some of the big temples like Bhaktivedanta Manor and Alachua, and even in Washington, the temple presidents are Matajis. Yeah. Okay. Then Prabhupada is saying, on the failure of such Varnashrama Dharma, naturally the women become free to act and mix with men, and thus adultery is indulged in at the risk of unwanted population. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. Yeah, if Garbhodhan Samskar is not done properly, or if the if the children are not given or not raised properly, then they become bad, and that way they disturb the whole culture of society and whole functioning of society. Yes, since here proper talked about some social aspects, we discussed, we saw those videos and all. Okay. Now some more aspects of Varna Shankara, like how it affects the Pinda Kriya. That is what Arjuna is going to discuss. Yes, bro, you can recite after me. Sankaro Naraka eva Kulagnanam Kulasya cha
Sankaro Narkaya Kulghana Kulasya
Patanti Pitaro hi Yesham Lupta Pindodaka Kriya.
Patanti Pitru Yosham Pindodo Gokriya.
An increase of unwanted populations certainly causes hellish life, both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped. Yes, Proj, you can read the purport.
Yes, Prabhuji. According to the rules and regulation of protective activities, there is a need to offer periodical food and water to the forefathers of the family. This offering is performed by worship of Vishnu because eating the remnants of food offered to Vishnu can deliver one from all kinds of sinful actions. Sometimes forefathers may be suffering from various types of sinful reactions, and sometimes some of them cannot even acquire a gross material body and are forced to remain in subtle body as ghosts.
Yeah,
Thus,
continue.
when the remnants of prasadam food are offered to forefathers by descendants, the forefathers are released from ghostly or other kinds of miserable life. Such help rendered to forefathers is a family tradition, and those who are not in devotional life are required to perform such rituals. One who is engaged in the devotional life is not required to perform such actions. Simply by performing devotional service, one can deliver hundreds and thousands of forefathers from all kinds of misery. It is stated in the Bhagavatam 11.5.41.
Devarshibhutabtanrunam pitrunam naking karo nayam ranicharajan sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam parirutya kartam. Yeah, you can read translation.
Anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberations, giving up all kinds of obligations, and has taken to the path in seriousness owes neither duties nor obligations to demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankind, or forefathers. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by performance of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So this Pindo the Kriya, it's a part of the Vedic tradition. That yeah, there is Gaya in Bihar, where it's famous that people go and do the Pindo the Kriya. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went to do Pindo the Kriya for his father. And that is when he meets Ishwar Puri and all. And also in Bhagavatam, there is a description of about Prutu Maharaj, how Prutu Maharaj did the Pindo the Kriya, and he delivered his father Vena, who got the birth of a Shudra. So that is also there. Now, yeah, Prabhupada has told that those who do devotional service, it's not needed. Yeah, but it doesn't mean, yeah, one who is like practicing pure devotional service completely, then it is fine. But we should practice pure devotional service. But that doesn't mean that one need not take care of the parents. So not to the extent one is fully focused on devotional service, he may sacrifice it. He may not worry about it. But again, we are in an organization, so we should it if someone neglects parents and all, it becomes some bad publicity. Some time ago back, it happened. Some parents went to some TV channel and all. So that's why, like Prabhupada also instructed his disciples to take care of the parents. So we should also follow, but not at the cost of Krishna consciousness. So we should be careful also. दोष दोषैरेतः कुलज्ञानां वर्णसङ्करकारकै
दोष रहते कुलघ्राणाम वर्ण संकर कारक
उत्सद्यन्ते जातिधर्मा कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वता.
उत्सद्यन्ते जति धर्मा कुल धर्माश्च शाश्वतः.
By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. So now Arjuna is summarizing that what is the effect of killing the elders. Basically, the Kuru elders, they are responsible for ensuring that all the members of the family are following the Varnashrama duties. So doing that, good children will be born, and they will also, the members of the family also remain good, and the forefathers also get their offerings. But if the elders are not there, they are killed, then so the family members will not follow the regulations of Varnashrama, and as a result, bad progeny will be born, and also the forefathers will not get the offerings. So three issues are there if the elders are killed. That is what is Arjuna's point. Yes, Prabhu, you can read purport.
Community projects for the four orders of human society combined with family welfare activities as they are set forth by the instructions of Sanatana Dharma or Varnashram Dharma are designed to enable the human being to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatana Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of society brings about chaos in the society, and consequently people forget the aim of life, Vishnu. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos.
Yeah, okay. So both Varna and Ashrama, both dharmas get destroyed if the elders are not there. So now Arjuna is further expressing concern. उत्सन्नकुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन
उत्सन्कुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन
नरके नियतं वासो भवत् इति अनुशुश्रुमा
नरके नियतं वासो भवतीन्युशुश्रुषम्
अनुशुश्रुमा. Yeah. Anushushruма means
अनुशुश्रुषम्.
hearing in disciplic succession. No, this word also came, if you remember, in Ishopanishad. No? Sushrushama vichachakshare. Tad dhiranam sushrushama vichachakshare. Etat dhiranam. Yeah. So I heard from the saintly people. So that it's, there also it came. Twice it comes. The translation is, O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those family traditions are destroyed, dwell always in hell. So all these people ultimately will go to hell. So three issues. First, the family members will get corrupted, then progeny gets corrupted, and forefathers will remain contaminated. Means they will not get purified, and this ultimately will result in everyone going to hell. Yes, Prabhu, you can read.
Arjun bases his argument not on his own personal experience but on what he had heard from the authorities. That is the way of receiving real knowledge. One cannot reach the real point of actual knowledge without being helped by the right person who is already established in the knowledge, in that knowledge. There is a system in the Varnashram instruction by which before death one has to undergo the process of atonement for his sinful activities. One who is always engaged in sinful activities must utilize the process of atonement called the prayashchitta. Without doing so, one surely be transferred to hellish planet to undergo miserable life as the result of sinful activities.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So another point is being made that these are all sinful activities. That no Varna Sankara means no creating bad progeny and not performing Varnashram Dharma and all. And a part of Varnashram Dharma itself is Prayaschitta. That if some rule is not followed, so then some Prayaschitta has to be done. So let's say in some yajna, while performing some yajna, some mistake happened. So then some prayaschitta is given in Vedas. So that can be done. So then the sin because of that mistake will not come. Prayaschittam. Okay. So since if the Varnashrama system is disturbed, so then prayaschitta, the facility to do prayaschitta, that also gets lost. So that way everyone also will go to hell. So that is another reason. So this is the shloka given by Sridhar Swami. Those who do not perform prayaschitas after engaging in sins and are not repentant go to the most terrible hells. And here Arjuna is using the word Janardana, means somebody who is care for welfare, somebody who cares for people. Means it's a sarcastic way that Krishna, you are telling me to fight, and if I fight and kill the Kauravas, these all things are going to happen. And how you are still Janardana. So that's what Arjuna is saying. Now Arjuna gives some more reasons and all. Yeah. Aho means some more feelings of Arjuna are coming out. Aho batamahat papam kartum vyavastita vayam.
अहोबतं महापापं कर्तुं व्यवसितं रायम्
Yadrajya sukha lobena hantum swajana udyata.
यत् राज्यसुखलोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनम् उद्यत.
Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Yes, Proj, you can read purport.
Driven by selfish motives, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as the killing of one's own brother, father, or mother. There are many such instances in the history of the world, but Arjuna, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities.
Yeah,
Arjuna does
yeah,
not even want to think about fighting.
yeah. So Arjuna is saying this is a very, very ghastly thing. We are making many people, go to hell and suffer. So we should not do this. That's what he's saying. Now Arjuna is now still some more, again some another type of feeling Arjuna is saying. He's like, no, yeah, let's read. Yadi mam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanaya
यदि मा प्रीतकारम शास्त्रम शास्त्रपाणयः
dhartarasharane hanyus tanme shemataram bhavet.
धार्तराष्ट्ररणे हन्यो तन्मे शेमंतर भवेत्.
Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield.
It is the custom
Yeah,
according
wait,
to.
wait, wait. Uh,
Yeah,
you
sure,
can,
sure.
you can directly read this dialogue. This is more better. Yeah, Krishna is saying this. You can read the dialogue. You can read
I
this.
can't see. It's not reflecting properly. Even if you decline to fight, Krishna says, even if you are declined to fight, Bhishma and others are inclined to fight and will kill you. So what is to be done? Arjuna, not opposing them, will be my prashchita for the sin of thinking of killing relatives. This is the most beneficial
Srimataram.
Matram, removing sin just by this prashchita at the end of life when they will kill me, and Bhishma and others will also not incur sin by killing me in this manner. Dying in the hands
Yeah,
of
yes.
Bhishma.
Yeah, so now Arjuna is saying, see, if I die in the hands of Bhishma, I am not getting any sin. But if I fight and kill all these relatives and they go to hell and all, then I incur a lot of sin. So yeah, if I die, I have to suffer. Pain will be there and all. So that is better. Then no, I get sin, and for that sin again I have to suffer. So this is what Arjuna is saying. And he's also saying that Bhishma also will not get sin. But actually, what Prabhupada is saying in the purport is that if somebody unarmed, if a Kshatriya kills somebody unarmed, he gets sin. But Arjuna is saying with this logic, he is not considering that fact. Like previously also we saw that there is Dharma Shastras which say that the aggressors have to be killed. They try to disrobe Draupadi, so they are atatayinaha, aggressors, so they have to be killed. But Niti Shastras say that even if relatives commit mistake, you should not kill. So, but the Dharma Shastras are more, have to be given more priority than Niti Shastras. But Arjuna does the reverse, that he says Niti Shastras are more important than Dharma Shastras. Now again, in this context also Arjuna is reversing the priority, that it is not proper for a Kshatriya to kill an unarmed. So, but Arjuna is saying, no, that is better because I will not get any sin if I get killed in that. So, yeah. Now Arjuna gives up everything and he sits on the chariot. Sanjay Uvacha.
Sanjay Uvacha.
एवम् उक्त्वा अर्जुनः साङ्ख्ये रथोपस्थ उपाविशत्
Eva Mukta Arjuna Sankhe Rathopastha Upavishat.
विसृज्य सा शरं चापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसा.
Visrijya Sancharam Chapam Shoka Vigramanasa.
The translation is Shoka Samvigna Manasa, means he is absorbed in worry. Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. I'll read the purport. While observing the situation of his enemy, Arjuna stood up on the chariot, but he was so afflicted with lamentation that he sat down again, setting aside his bow and arrows. Now, Prabhupada is saying such a kind and soft-hearted person in the devotional service of the Lord is fit to receive self-knowledge. Because somebody has compassion means he is in goodness, and goodness is a favorable, it's a favorable situation to receive spiritual knowledge. And also kindness, if somebody is kind of about others, he will also be kind on himself. But that kindness also has to be spiritually, but not, and should be based on truth. So that is called as self-love. It's a popular concept. So that is also there. Okay. Yeah, so in this, so till now we have studied 4 reasons. The first reason is material compassion, that the unnecessary we are causing pain to Kauravas and Pandavas. No unnecessary, the war is causing pain. So that is material compassion. Second is that, yeah, let's say even if I win war, but I will not have my relatives to enjoy the kingdom which I get after war. So he's worried about his happiness. The third reason is that sin, that if I kill my relatives, that will be sinful. So that's why I should not do that. Even if they did wrong, but as per Niti Shastra, relatives should not be killed even if they commit even if they do something wrong. So that is his thing. And now fourth, that if I kill the elder members of the family, then the family members get spoiled, then they create bad children, then the forefathers will not get their offerings, and these are all sinful things, and they will also not do prayaschitta for these things, so they will go to hell for all these sinful reactions. So this is the fourth reason. Now, having discussed all these things, Arjuna is saying, and Arjuna resolved not to fight and sat on the chariot. Okay, any questions on till now what we discussed? Anyone? Okay, we will proceed to the next chapter. The next chapter, its title is Contents of the Gita Summarized. I think its name is Sankhya Yoga, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. The Sanskrit name is Sankhya Yoga, I think. Yeah. The chapter overview is like this. The first section is Arjuna's further doubts and confusion and surrender. So the fifth reason of Arjuna, which is respect for elders. So that comes in, that is going to come now. And then Arjuna surrenders, like Karpanya Dosha Bhata Swabhava. And he surrenders to Krishna and asks him to resolve his situation. Then first Krishna gives the knowledge of soul. So basically he says Arjuna's concern, first reason is what? That there is so much pain being caused. So Krishna explains the concept of soul and tells that the body is getting pain, but the soul is not getting pain. And after death, the soul is going to get a new body. So, and you're only killing the body, not the soul. So that's why you can fight, it's not a problem. So first reason Krishna addresses in that way. Then the second reason is happiness. So then Krishna explains about karma kanda and he says that if you fight properly as per your duty of a Kshatriya, if you win, you will win, then you will get the kingdom. If you lose and you get killed, then you go to heaven because you have done the duty of Kshatriya properly. So that way you'll become happy. And let's say you don't fight, then what happens? First, people will think bad about you. And then Bhishma and all now whom you uh, admire so much, they also will pass comment on you. And even worst case, Duryodhana also will comment on you. So that way you will actually get suffering. So that way Krishna encourages Arjuna to fight. So in that way he addresses the second reason. And third concern of Arjuna is sin. That killing the relatives lead to sin. So then Krishna explains this Buddhi Yoga, or in one sense Nishkama Karma Yoga, and he tells that if you fight without expecting victory or defeat as a duty, so then you will not incur any sin because you are doing it as a duty and you are not attached to results. And then Arjuna then asks the question about Sita Prajna and all, then Krishna explains that. And then it will proceed to the third chapter. Okay. So the first section. Yes, bro. Your question.
Your fourth question is answered later or
Fourth question will be answered in the third chapter.
twelfth chapter?
Okay, we'll discuss the part one. Arjuna's further doubts and confusion. Yeah. Sanjay Uvacha tam tata kripayavishtam ashruपूर्णकुलेक्षणम्.
Sanjay Uvacha tam tatha kripayavistam shruपूर्णकुलेक्षणम्
Vishidantamidam vakyam uvacha Madhusudana.
Vishidantamidam uva- uvakyam Madhusudana.
So now again Sanjaya is describing the situation of Arjuna because now Krishna is going to speak also. So yeah, so that's what Sanjay is saying. Seeing Arjuna in that situation, Krishna is going to speak. Krishna is speaking these words. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears. Ashru Purna Kulekshanam and Vishidantam, Kripaya Avishtam. Seeing that, Madhusudana, Krishna spoke the following words. Yes, Prabhu, you can read the purport.
Material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. Compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. The word Madhusudana is significant in this verse. Lord Krishna killed the demon Madhu, and now Arjuna wanted Krishna to kill the demon of misunderstanding that he had overtaken him in the discharge of his duty. No one knows where compassion should be applied. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. Similarly, a man fallen in the ocean of miasence cannot be saved simply by recurring his outward dress, his material body.
Yeah, continue.
Requiring his outward dress, his material body. One who does not know this and laments for the outward dress is called a Shudra, or one who laments unnecessarily. Arjuna was a Kshatriya and this conduct was not expected from him. Lord Krishna, however, can dissipate the lamentation of ignorant man, and for the purpose of Bhagavad Gita was sung by him. The chapter instructs us in.
So the point Prabhupada is making is that Arjuna is worried about the external pain which the Kaurava soldiers, Pandava soldiers, and his relatives, Kauravas, they experience in the course of fighting. So Prabhupada is saying, so, but since they are wrongdoers and they are getting punished, so at the spiritual level, they are actually getting purified. So that thing has to be seen. So one should not get worried about causing the pain in the external place. Yeah. So in the name of uh, yeah, so if a person is drowning, so we should save the person, not just the dress. So here Arjuna is worried about the external pain, but he is not worried about the inner spiritual purification, because they are sinful, they need to be purified by punishing them. So that Arjuna is not worried. So that's what Prabhupada is highlighting.
This chapter
Yeah,
instructs
yeah.
us.
I'll tell when to read.
Sure, sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, we can do that exercise. Time is still here. Yeah, so you can, or maybe we'll skip this exercise. Time may become less. Also, we see the prodigal son story that the father is very rich and all, and but the son becomes disobedient to the father, and he himself wants to leave the father. So the father gives him the freedom to leave. Then he asks for the share of his wealth, so he takes his wealth and leaves. But he gets into bad association and wastes the wealth. So then he doesn't have any wealth to. He doesn't even have money to feed himself. So then he becomes a servant, pig pig owner, and he takes care of pigs, and he also eats what he feeds to the pigs, and that way he lives in that way. So then suddenly somebody uh, spots him, means some servant of his father, he finds him, and then he brings him back to the father. So that is the best thing he can do to help that boy. Instead, yeah, that he may also provide him some money, but that may only help him for some time. But if he unites him with his father, then he will be happy forever. So similarly, uh, the external help one can do to the body in form of giving food or providing education, that is there, that may help in some way, but in the ultimate sense, it will not help. But if it is if the ultimate help is to connect the living entity with Krishna, so that will make him happy forever. So that is a permanent solution. Uh, Giving food or giving education, it's a temporary solution. So both have to be done. It's not just one thing. One extreme is you only focus on the saving the person, but not the dress. Another extreme is you only worry about the dress, but not the person. But both should be done. Yeah. Okay, so now Krishna is speaking. Shri Bhagavan, this is the first time Krishna is speaking. It means the speech is there, means being described in Bhagavad Gita. And there also, Krishna just told Arjuna, okay, now you see your relatives. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavan Ovacha
Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samapastitam
Tastva Kashmalmidam Vishme Samupasthitam
Anarya Jushtam Asvargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna.
Anare Arjustam Asvarga Kirti Karmarjunam.
The translation is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets but to infamy. So, Kashmalamidam. So Krishna is referring to the contamination in which Arjuna is, by which Arjuna is trying to avoid fighting. So that Krishna is Kashmalam, it's a contamination. Vishame. Vishame means at this time of battle, how you have got this contamination, Arjuna. O jewel among warriors, Anarya. It is not befitting you because you are one who is aspiring for liberation. Arya means one who is aspiring for liberation. Prabhupada will explain in the purport. And it is asvargyam, means you will not be happy in next life, and akirtikaram, in this life also you will not be happy by doing this. By avoiding your duty of fighting, which is it's a contamination on you. And how has this come at this crucial time of battle? No, it is not befitting you, and it will not make you happy in this life and next. Prabhupada will spend considerable amount of time on explaining the word Bhagavan. It is coming for the first time in Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada spends some time on that. Yes, Prabhuji, you can read the purport.
Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are identical. Therefore, Lord Krishna is referred to as Bhagwan throughout the Gita. Bhagwan is the ultimate in the absolute truth. Absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding, namely Brahman, or the impersonal, all-pervasive spirit, or Paramatma, or the localized aspects of Supreme within the heart of all living entities. And Bhagwan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, this conception of the absolute truth is explained thus.
Vedanta tattvavidas tattvam yadjnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate.
The absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding by the knower of the absolute truth, and all of them are identical. Such a phase of the absolute truth are expressed as Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagwan. These three divine aspects can be explained by the example of sun, which also has three different aspects, namely sunshine, the sun surface, and the sun planet itself. One who studies the sunshine only is the preliminary student. One who understands the sun's surface is further advanced, and one who can enter into the sun planet is the highest. Ordinary students who are satisfied by simply understanding the sunshine, its universal pervasiveness, and the glaring effulgences of its impersonal nature, may be compared to those who can realize only Brahman, teacher of the absolute truth. The student who has advanced still further can know the sun disk, which is compared to the knowledge of Paramatma, teacher of absolute truth. And the student who can enter into the heart of the sun planet is compared to those who realize the personal teacher of supreme absolute truth. Therefore, Bhakta, or the transcendentalists who have realized the Bhagwan, teacher of the absolute truth, are topmost transcendentalists, although all students who are engaged in the study of absolute truth are engaged in the same subject manner. The sunshine, the sun disk, and the inner affairs of sun planet cannot be separated from one another, and yet the students of the three different phases are not in the same category. The Sanskrit word Bhagwan is explained by the great authority Parashar Muni, the father of Vyasdev. The Supreme Personality God, the Supreme Personality who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation, is called Bhagwan. There are many persons who are very rich, very powerful, very beautiful, very famous, very learned, and very much detached. But no one can claim that he possesses all riches, all strength, etc. entirely. Only Krishna can claim this because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the verse. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasa shriya jnana vairagya chapi shannam bhaga ityangana. So this is what Parashar Muni says. Yeah.
Parashar
Basically,
Muni's
Prabhupada is,
wife's name was Satyavati, na? Sorry.
so basically Prabhupada is explaining two things. How Krishna is also Bhagavan and is explaining who is Bhagavan. So this we have also discussed earlier in Ishopanishad. So the three features of absolute truth, Bhagavan, Paramatma and Brahman. Here Prabhupada is using the analogy. Yeah, in Brahman only the Sat feature is there, and in Paramatma both Sat and Chit feature are there, and Bhagavan Sat, Chit and Ananda feature are manifested. Actually, all have the Sat, Chit, Ananda qualities, but manifestation is different. Prabhupada is using the analogy of sun, sun god, sun disk, and sunshine. Sunshine is Brahman. It's pervasive, means it's there everywhere, and it is glaring effulgence. Then there is the sun disk. It is localized, means Paramatma is there in the hearts of every living entity. So in that way, it is localized. And then there is sun god, a person.
Excuse me.
Yeah, then Prabhupada is saying all these are same, but again, yet the students are not in the same category. Yeah, means those who worship Brahman, yeah, they are detached and they'll go to Brahman. And they yeah. And then those who are worshipping Paramatma, they are performing Dhyana Yoga. And they don't, means they are dependent on their own endeavor and they are not so much focused on taking mercy of the Lord, taking shelter of the Lord. And they go to Vaikuntha at most. They also may go to Brahman or Vaikuntha. And devotees, they take fully shelter of the Lord and they go to the spiritual planets of Goloka, etc. Then there is this definition of Bhagavan. Yeah. Like if you see somebody, some fashion, some popular actor or actress, they may be attractive to uh, the people in a particular country in which they are popular. Generally, somebody popular in Hollywood may not be attractive to many Indians. Many, very few may know them. Somebody popular in Bollywood, many in India may know. But again, regional people also may not be so much aware. But Krishna is attractive to everyone, not just human beings, but even to animals in Vrindavan, even deer, even all. And he's most beautiful. Means every part in the Krishna's body is perfectly formed. No, the actors in the world, they have to they have to take a very strict diet so that that glow on their face and no body remains like that. They don't increase fat. So, but Krishna need not do all this. Krishna can take whatever his devotees offer, but Krishna doesn't become fat or no uh, obese or not. But yeah, and when the skin becomes old, the celebrities and all have to do many skin treatments so that again it looks fresh. Wrinkles are not there. So many things they have to do. But Krishna need not do. So Krishna is like the most beautiful. Means Krishna's beauty does not diminish with time. And Krishna is ever beautiful. And Krishna will remain beautiful always. So Krishna is all beautiful, most beautiful, and ever beautiful. That way, for every opulence, you can say Krishna is all rich. Means Krishna is rich in everything, and he's most rich. He owns the entire creation, and he's ever rich. It's not like after some years the stocks fall and Krishna's value decreases. It's not like that. Okay. Pro, you can read from here. In the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
In the presence of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna's lamentation for his kinsmen is certainly unbecoming, and therefore Krishna expressed his surprise with the word Kutaha, wherefrom such impurities were never expected from a person belonging to the civilized class of men known as Aryans.
Hmm.
The word Aryan is applicable to a person who knows the value of life and have a civilization based on the spiritual realization. Persons who are led by the material conceptions of life do not know that the aim of life is realization of the absolute truth, Vishnu or Bhagwan, and they are captivated by external features of material world, and therefore they do not know what liberation is. Persons who have no knowledge of liberation from material bondage are called non-Aryans.
Yeah. So the Aryans, they have the right knowledge and they are also applying the right knowledge. They are they have a civilization based on spiritual realization. Okay, can continue all the Arjuna.
Although Arjuna was a Kshatriya, he he was deviating from his prescribed duties by declining to fight. The act of cowardice is described as befitting the non-Aryans. Such deviation from duty does not help one is to progress on spiritual life, nor does it even give one the opportunity to become famous in this world. Lord Krishna did not approve of the so-called compassion of Arjuna for his kinsman.
Yes, so Krishna told three things. It is unbefitting you, it is anaryam, and it will neither make you happy in this life, akirtikaram, and aswargyam. It will not make you happy in the next life. So the next, Krishna further, chastises Arjuna, chides. क्लैब्यमास्मगपार्थ न एतत्त्वयि उपपद्यते. So,
Shall I read?
yeah, recite na क्लैब्यमास्मगं पार्थ न एतत्त्वयि उपपद्यते.
कैवशम्यं मास्मर्गमः पार्थ नेतत्युपपद्यते
शूद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप.
क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप.
The translation: O son of Pruta, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Um, yeah, it is small. I will read. Maybe you have to complete it fast. So Prabhupada is explaining this klaibyam. Klaibyam means weak-heartedness. Don't succumb to this weak-heartedness. Prabhupada is saying Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pruta, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. Such Kshatriyas and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. But what Arjuna is saying, Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives. The Krishna's point is Arjuna should not abandon his duty of a Kshatriya, of fighting the wrong people, punishing the wrong people. That he should not abandon it. That is Klaibyam. It's a It's an importance. Means Krishna is saying this is Hrudaya Daurbalyam. This is actually because of your weak-hearted nature. So leave it and stand up and fight. But Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity or so-called non-violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna. So initially, Krishna is saying this is klaibyam. This is not proper. It's impotence. No, see, you have a lot of strength. You have so many weapons, and you are not fighting. Means you are like impotent fellow. You are an important fellow. Like that, Krishna say, because they both are friends. Krishna can speak like this. Masmaga Partha. No, leave this importance, and you should fight. But Arjuna is saying, no, this is no. We should be compassionate on them. We should not cause pain. But Arjuna, Krishna is saying, no, this is because of your weak-heartedness. Shudram Hrudaya Daurbalyam. So leave it and uttishta, stand up and fight. So it's a conversation in the shloka. Now Arjuna is giving the last reason, fifth reason, which is respect. Arjuna uvacha kadam
Arjuna Uvacha
kadam bhishmam aham sankye dronam cha madhusudana
Katham Bhishma Aham Sankhe Dronacha Madhusudana
ishubih priti yotsyami pujarhau arisudana.
Isubhi Prityotyami Uttarvah Arisudana.
So this is again a conversation. I'll read the conversation. So Krishna is saying, Roji, you can read the conversation. You can read.
Yeah. Respectable superiors
You
like
can read from
Bhishma.
the conversation. From this you can read. This will. Sorry.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, read from here.
Yeah. Krishna, but those two elders are fighting against you. Why are you not able against them?
We are
Arjuna,
not
no,
able
I
to fight
cannot do
against
so
them.
for those two elders are fighting against you. Why are you not able against them? Arjuna, no, I cannot do so, for they are worthy of worship. Pujarho, I offer flowers to their feet in devotion rather than sharp arrows in
anger.
in an anger.
Oh, friend Krishna.
Oh friend Krishna, even you injure only the enemies in battle and not your Guru Sandipani Muni or your friends the Yadus. O Madhusudana, killer of Madhu. Krishna, but I am a descendant of Madhu.
Yeah.
Not Madhu was the whose later descendants include Vasudeva and Devaki. They, along with his brother Kaitaba, appeared after Brahma appeared from the lotus of Vishnu's navel and stole the Vedas from him. Vishnu consequently killed them in the ancient lineage of the Yadu dynasty. Therefore, I am called Madhva. How could I have killed Madhu? Arjuna, no, I don't mean that Madhu. I am speaking about demon named Madhu who was your enemy, Arisudana.
Yeah. So Krishna is asking that no, your elders, they are going to fight against you, Bhishma and Drona. So why you are not fighting against them? Then Arjuna saying, see, they are worthy of worship. No, we should respect them and all. Should offer flowers to them, not arrows. and he's sarcastically saying Madhusudana. Madhusudana here refers to killer of Madhu. Madhusudana means killer of Madhu. So indirectly Arjuna is saying, see, you don't kill Madhu. So Madhu has two meanings. One meaning, Madhu refers to the demon Madhu and Kaitaba. Another is Madhu, who is the father, who is the father of Vrishni, whose descendants include Devaki and Vasudeva. So he's like a great great grandfather of Krishna kind of. So you see, you don't kill him. So you kill Madhu and Kaitab demons, but you don't kill him. Yeah, Krishna is saying, see, I don't kill Madhu. No, he's my great grandfather. Then Arjuna is, no, no, yeah, I'm referring Madhu as the Madhu demon. So like that. Again, this is like a conversation of in the shloka. So now Arjuna is saying that's what, because they are respectable, so I don't want to kill them. Now again, it's further, he's describing that reason. गुरून् हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं भैक्षमपीह लोके.
Gurun ahatvam hi mahanubhavam श्रेयो भोक्तम भैकशम अपिहा लोके.
हत्वार्थकामांस्तु गुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रतिग्धान्.
हत्वार्थ कामास्तु गुरून् इहैव भुञ्जा भोगान् रुधिरा प्रतिगद्धान्.
The translation is, it would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything will be enjoyed, will be tainted with blood. Yeah. So he's saying, yeah, though they may be, yeah, they have desires for wealth, and also that's why they want to defeat Pandavas and want to retain the kingdom. But no, they are superior to us, so we should not kill. So we kill and we get the kingdom, but it's like our blood is tainted with, our hands are tainted with blood. Yeah, you can read the purport.
According to spiritual codes, a teacher who engages in an abdominal action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be abandoned. Bhishma and Drona were obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because his financial assistance, although they should not have accepted such a position simply on financial considerations. Under the circumstances, they have lost the respectability of teachers. But Arjuna thinks that nevertheless they remain his superiors, and therefore to enjoy material profits after killing them would mean to enjoy spoils tainted with blood.
Yeah, that's all.
A cultured man who wants to.
That's not part of purport. That's a note.
Yeah, sure.
So Arjuna is basically saying, see, they are superiors, even if they have some problems. So we should not kill them. So that's what Arjuna is saying. Yeah, Prabhupada is saying that it is fine that because they have sided with Duryodhana, who is on the side of Adharma, so they can be abandoned. But Arjuna, because he's attached, so he's justifying again in the name of respect. Now this verse indicates Arjuna's confusion. न चैते विद्मा कतरा नो घरियो यद्वा जेम यदिवा न जेयु.
Which one, Prabhuji?
This one.
This one, no? नेचते विद्मः कतरान्नुग्रगर्यो.
Yeah,
ज्ञानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषाम् ते
mm,
अवस्थितः के धार्तराष्ट्रः.
okay, take the translation. So this is giving no like different confusions which Arjuna, indecisions which Arjuna has. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. यदि वा यदि वा जयेम यदि वा न जयेयु. If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Yeah. So first uncertainty is Arjuna is not able to know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, also fighting is the duty of the Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. Then, so first Arjuna is confused whether he should fight or not fight. Then also, and he was not even sure of victorious. So if, let's say if he is defeated, then again he has to again anyhow do begging. So Arjuna is thinking it is better to do begging because unnecessary if we fight, unnecessary violence will be caused. Then another thing is okay, even if we fight, let's say if I lose, then anyhow I have to do begging. And third is even if victory awaited them, then yeah, then even if let's say if I win also, then there will be no one to enjoy with. So that is also like, right. So it's like no, all ways are like no, in all ways it's like no, there is a problem. You know, all types of solution. If he fights, there is violence first. And if he doesn't fight, he has to live by begging. That is also like not doing his duty, and it's an austere thing for him as a Kshatriya. And let's say if he fight and if he wins, then there are no relatives to enjoy with. And if he loses, then again he has to do begging. Yeah, I'll read. All these consultations by Arjuna definitely proved that not only was he a great devotee of Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control of his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is another sign of detachment. He was truly virtuous. These qualities combined with his faith in the words of instruction of Sri Krishna, his spiritual master indicate. He's concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. The Prabhupada was appreciating these qualities of Arjuna as a devotee. Then he says because he has these qualities, because he is detached, means though he has the ability for sake of others or for sake of not causing pain to others, he is ready to relinquish the kingdom and all. So these all things indicate detachment. So these all things are needed to receive spiritual knowledge. That's why Prabhupada is saying unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. Because if there is no sense control, you cannot hear the knowledge properly, you cannot focus on hearing the knowledge. And even if you hear the knowledge, if you don't apply the knowledge, you cannot even understand it properly. You cannot fully understand it properly. These things we have also discussed in Ishopnishad. Yeah. Now Arjuna is surrendering in this verse. कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेता.
कार्पण्य दोषो पहाता स्वभाव पृच्छमि त्वं धर्म समुद्धा चेतः.
यश्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
यश्रेह श्यामनिश्चं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यासतेऽहं सधि मम त्वं प्रपन्नम्.
The translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Yeah. So I have this dosha of karpanya, the affection for family members, that is my dosha. And that's what it is causing upahata swabhava. It is causing me weakness in the discharge of my duty as a Kshatriya or perplexity. And I have become confused about my duty. So that's why now I have become surrendered. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. So I'm surrendering at your lotus feet. So yet shreya nishchitam bruhi. So tell me for certain what is good for me. So like that Arjuna is saying. Arjuna is first explaining his situation that no, I am attached to my family members. That's why I'm unable to discharge my duty and I'm confused. So this is the situation. So therefore I am surrendering to you. And then Arjuna is requesting, so please tell me what I should do. Yeah, yes, bro, you can read the purport.
From where, Babuji?
Yeah, by nature's own way.
By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there is perplexity, and therefore behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from perplexities of life which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is explaining how the material life is very complex. That we'll discuss in detail after the purport. Yeah, in a forest, like suddenly some no by the wind, because of the wind and all, some the sticks rub each other and fire comes, and because of that wind, no, the fire spreads like anything, and the whole forest gets burnt, and it happens without anyone consciously causing it. So like that, the material world, somehow some complexity comes, and it creates all problems, and the problems multiply also. So Prabhupada is saying the solution is you should approach a spiritual master and get solution from him. Yes, Prabhupada, you can continue the Vedic wisdom.
The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand science of solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purpose of this verse. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand problems of life. In Brihad Aryanka Upanishad 3.8.10, the perplexed man is described as follows: Yova etad aksharam garge avid, avidya vatsmal lokat
Praiti,
preti
praiti,
sa krapanna. Is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as human and who thus quits this world like the cats and dogs. Without understanding the science of self-realization, this human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize the opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is a Brahmana or he who is intelligent enough to utilize his body to solve all the problems of life.
या ये
या
एतत्
एतद्
अक्षरं
अक्षरं
गावि विदित्स्मल् लोकात् प्रयति स ब्राह्मण. Okay, the Kripanas. You can read from here the Kripanas.
The Kripanas or the miserly person waste their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc. in the material conceptions of life. One is often attached to family life, namely to wife, children, and other members, the basis of skin disease. The Kripana thinks that he is able to protect his family members from death, or the Kripanas think that his family member of society save him from the verge of death. Such family attachment can be found even in the lower animals who take care of children also. Being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection for family members and his wish to protect them from death were the cause of his perplexities. Although he could understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him still on account of miserly weakness, he could not discharge the duties. He is therefore asking Lord Krishna, Supreme Spiritual Master, to make a definite solution. He offers himself to Krishna as a disciple.
Yeah, enough,
He
enough.
wants to stop friendly.
Enough.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
So,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
two things properly defined, Kripana and Brahmana. Kripana means one who has a materialistic conception of life and he does not have the spiritual conception of life and he's focused on material things. And in that way, he does not work towards solving the real problems of life and he quits his body and he's attached to his family members and all. Brahmana is one who knows the spiritual knowledge and he works towards the solving the real problems of life. And so that he's saying, and he's saying Arjuna also, like Kripana, is attached to his family members and because of that he was not able to discharge his duty and he approached Krishna for the solution. Yeah. So we'll discuss about material complexities. Yeah. So the complexities in material world, these are some things which cause complexity in material world. See, material desires multiply. If we want one thing, then we get something. Yeah, we purchased a good mobile, then the desire may come, seeing somebody else, we need a good laptop. Then seeing again somebody else, we may say, oh, we need a good tablet. So like that, material desires multiply. So that way it creates its own complexity. So there is no satisfaction. Always you feel unsatisfied. And maintenance of material objects sap energy. Like though we may get so many things, but no, they also demand. The more things we have, the more time you have to spend in taking care of them. Your car, you have to water it, you have to service it, and you have to always ensure that no, it does not hit something and get damaged. Then so like that, you have different gadgets. There is air conditioner, so that also has to be serviced and many things like that. You have many electrical appliances in kitchen and many places, so they get repaired and they have to be maintained, etc. So they sap energy. Everything we own also own us. Then even if we get frustrated when we want to try something new, there are so many options. Now because of social media also, too many options, and no, so many proposals. Do this, do that. So many advertisements and all. Some say, okay, go to a vacation, you will be happy. Some say, no, do some exercise, it will be happy. Take some therapy, it will be happy. So different things. So change your job, you'll be happy. So make some new friends, you'll be happy. So too many things. Even if you want to purchase one product, if you go to some market and all, so many options. that no, you don't know what to choose. Something is less price, but not good quality. Some is good quality, but too costly. So it's all. So that's why it is perplexity. And also one thing, like let's say you join one company and no, there is some issue with the company. Let's say the management is not good, but you're getting good pay. Then you have some other friend who is the management is good, the company work culture is good, but it's you feel, oh no, I miss that good work culture. So, but no, again you're confused. No, the pay will decrease. So should I switch or not? So like that, sometimes no hidden unaccounted expenditures like no a car. Let's say you want to purchase a, you have two-wheeler, but you want to purchase a car. Then yeah, car is good, but no, again, you have to pay more toll charges, more petrol, you have to feed it, and many issues. And again, it you cannot move easily in a traffic. Two-wheeler can move easily in a traffic. So many hidden and no, unexpected costs and issues come up, and there will be sudden losses also. Suddenly, no your job may go away. So the status quo of life, one is getting, then you may not get a as high paying job as the earlier job. So the again there is a tussle like no, can I should I maintain the same status quo? That is not, you cannot afford. So what should I do? So should I take loan? And there is pressure. No, what others will think. So like this, different complexities come up in life. So you can take around 6 minutes and you can think about these things. Then we'll discuss and we'll stop for today. So you can think of some practical examples of where how material desires now can multiply. You do one thing, something else, some personal experience on something you saw, something, or some things which have some hidden costs. Some examples of that. And then some examples of devotees who succumbed to material temptations and lost spiritual life. And some examples of devotees who successfully resisted material temptations. Means there are material temptations, but they did not get deviated by them. Here Arjuna got deviated because of material attachment. So like something similar examples. And some examples which where they did not get deviated. Then how should we deal with such material temptations when they come? And finally, is it wrong for a devotee to endeavor for material progress? Let's say to have a better house or to get promotion. So is it wrong? If not, then what care should be taken? Okay, you can take around 6 minutes, then we'll discuss. Yeah, we'll just see this video of this story and then we'll discuss.
Ischemic heart disease, the number
The ascetic and the loincloth. In a village lived a guru and his disciple. They spent all their time in prayers and meditations. Then one day, my son, I have to leave you for a while as I am going on a pilgrimage. Remember all that I have taught you and live a simple life. I will follow your advice, Gurudev. And the Guru left. One morning, as usual, the ascetic washed a piece of loin cloth. He hung it on a tree branch for drying. I will now go and beg for alms. May God bless you for your kindness. Later, when ascetic returned to his hut, he found that loin cloth was eaten by rats. I'll have to beg for another. Next day at the village, Mother, I need a loin cloth. Can you spare me one? I have a new one. I'll give it to you. Thank you very much. For the safety next morning. Today, I will hang my loincloth high on another branch. However, the rats again damaged the loincloth. Only remedy for this is to get myself a cat. The cat will protect my loincloth. In order to keep my cat happy, I should feed her milk daily. I better carry this cow with me. Very soon, I need to cultivate the land around my hut in order to feed my cow. After some time, once this house is ready, I'll be able to store my cow's feed safely. Very soon, without a wife and a servant, it is impossible to maintain the loincloth, cat, cow, land, and the house. After a few years, the Guru returned to where there used to be a hut. Do you know about the hut which was here before? Just wait, I'll call my boss. Oh, Guruji, I was waiting for you. At last you have come back. I am so fortunate. What happened to the hut? You are supposed to be an ascetic. I had told you to live a simple life. This is the result of your desires. It is not the matter of loincloth. There is no limits to one's desires. The disciple realized. Forgive me, Gurudev. Moral. Material desires are never ending. The belief that once our desires are fulfilled, we can then take a spiritual path is the biggest lie one can live.
Okay, so for the first question, anyone wants to answer? Anyone else? Okay, yes, bro, we can answer.
You mean things? One was the promotion in office. Once we get the promotion, it comes with a hidden cost of more responsibilities, more work,
Mm,
and we may work even harder to even. Then we target next promotion, and then
mm.
we want to go higher and
Oh,
higher. Other thing is like watching the reels or videos, and also if we watch one, we think that we'll be satisfied, but then we feel we'll watch one more and one more. We
yeah,
keep, and that comes at the cost of lost of the time.
yeah. Even doom scrolling. Yes. Okay. Anyone else wants
Can I
to?
answer Prabhuji first question?
Ah, yes, yes. Yes, bro. Yes.
Desires, they come in the mind
Mm,
when we see the objects or through with our senses, with our eyes, or
mm,
with. So when the desires come, they as much as they are exposed in this material world,
mm,
as much as that they are not purified, they
mm,
are not utilized in the Krishna's uh, service, Krishna's darshan, Krishna's name, kirtan, Krishna katha. So when these five senses they are exposed, and then the desires they keep on multiplying in the mind. As much as they see them, the more and more desire comes. They get multiplied.
yeah. Okay, okay. Thank you. Yes,
Thank
Sharad.
you.
I have written 2 points, Prabhuji. First is house. Usually people used to live in 1 BHK for 3 or 4 family members, but as time changed and spending capacity increase, now people some time back people used to live in 2 BHK, and now some more has increased. So now people are thinking 3 BHK is quite good house to live for 3 or 4 family members. So as spending capacity is increasing, their desires are also increasing.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay, now for second one. So devotees who succumb to okay, Sharad Prabhu, you can tell.
Bharat Maharaj succumbed to the attachment to the deer.
Okay, okay, good. Yes, Shrikant Prabhu.
Ajamila
Good.
and Chota Haridas.
Chota Haridas. Okay. Chota Haridas did not live his spiritual life, but yeah, some setback is there. Okay. There is also example of Yamunacharya. Also, he became king and he got distracted from spiritual life. Okay. Then give examples of devotee who successfully resisted material temptations. And
Dhruv Maharaj, Prabhuji.
Dhruv Maharaj, good. Dhruv Maharaj, in
Thank you,
what
Prabhuji.
sense? What is the
When he met the Lord, when he see face to face, then all the he felt it. He felt it. Na, he should have not thought of this kingdom and should
okay, okay. Broken piece of glass. Thank you. Good.
broken piece of the glass. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Sharad Prabhu.
Haridas Thakur and Tukaram Maharaj, the temptation of woman.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yes, Shrikant Prabhu.
Yeah, I had written the same two first, Haridas Thakur to Maharaj. And with Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, because they were also having very good salary and comfort in life, and then they
Yeah, of course, there is no
just
specific incident, but yeah, of course, Sanatan Goswami, that blanket, there are different pastimes. Good.
and I also heard that Amrinda Prabhu also, right, recent devotee who I think in order of his Guru Maharaj, he left the MNC high paying job and took a small teaching job
Acha,
to succeed in his spiritual life.
acha, acha. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, Amrita Mataji, what is?
Kolavecha Sridhar.
Okay, okay, good, good, good. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
What was the material temptation for Kulavicha Sridhar?
Scholarships, of course, that in that Mahaprakash Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever you want, I'm ready to give.
Hmm.
That is example. Yeah. I can award you 8 mystic perfections. I can award you liberation. So ask. But Sridhar says, no, no, I don't want. I just want to remember you, remember your pastime of no bargaining with me. Let it be always there in my heart. You can say that.
Yes, Prabhuji, he told, Siddha Kolavecha told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if it pleases you, you please come to me to take the banana leaf, bargaining the banana leaf to my, I see. If it pleases you, that way he says.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, now how should we deal with material temptations? So, because yeah, we are in the world, we are acting in the material world, so there are material temptations. So what should we do with them? Yes, Sharad Prabhu.
For me, I think we should just tolerate Prabhuji, because in some time, means tolerance is the only thing I can say. As temptation comes that new mobile launches, so I shall buy that. But by the time another mobile launches, so if we wait, we get to know that these things will keep happening, and I can't switch. So better to tolerate these things.
Okay, good. With that understanding, tolerant. Okay, nice. Yes, Shrikant Prabhu.
One thing, difficult question, but trying to answer first is like being aware that this situation is temptation, material temptation for us,
Yes, yes.
and then trying to avoid it, understanding past experiences
Mm,
of falling prey to this
mm.
temptations and trying to reduce it.
Good. Yeah, avoid it, but of course, not always. If not possible to avoid, at least regulate it. Yeah, and or dovetail it also. That also. Yes. That
Can I answer,
shloka.
Prabhuji?
Yes, bro. You can tell.
We should engage our senses like Amrish Maharaj in
Mm-hmm.
the service of the Lord.
Yeah, if you're busy in
Senses
the
are controlled.
service of the Lord, yes, then it becomes easy to avoid temptations. Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Now, is it wrong for a devotee to endeavor for material progress? If no, what care should be taken? Yeah, material progress like promotion or like getting another house, like these things. Okay, yes, bro, you can answer.
Roshi, if there is a need, we can go for endeavoring for the material progress.
Mm,
If we have that need, and at least only for the sustenance part,
mm,
uh, and not at the cost of spiritual progress.
mm. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So that only actually Bhagavatam says. Where is this? Okay, I will show the verse. Mm. So this verse tells Jatu Shraddha Matkadato Nirbinna Sarva Karmasu Veda Dukkhatmakam Kaman Parityage Api Anishvara Tato Bhajeta Mam Prita Shraddhalu Druda Nishchaya Jushamanas Chatan Kaman Dukkhodarkam Cha Garhayan. Yeah, what it means is having awakened faith in the narrations of my glories. So first is this faith should be there. That the real happiness is in the uh, spiritual life, in devotional service to Krishna, and being disgusted with all material activities. So this understanding, as you tell, awareness should be there, and how like Sharad Pro also told that these things are like going to come and go. So that understanding is there. Knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery, but still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, my devotee should remain happy. Means okay, so you can engage in that work, but that worship me with great faith and conviction. So that spiritual life has to be intact. Then, even though he's sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment, my devotee knows that. So, if the spiritual life is intact, so that knowledge and understanding will remain intact. That sense gratification leads to miserable result. So, even though he externally engages in it, the dependence also will come. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your
Thank you so
discussion.
much.
Thank you for your answers. So,
Thank you.
tomorrow we'll continue. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada
Jai
ki
Srila
jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.